audio check here and see if we're coming through, because I think we should be here. Let's see. Now we'll just wait for the old YouTubers to catch up here. Also, everybody, make sure to get your questions in. So you can kind of see the topic today is going to be about Degan here, so we'll get into that a little bit. The KTM thing we'll probably cover tomorrow or the next day. So we'll get, oh, there we are, and we're live. Sweet. Okay, cool. And we're up and rolling. All right, thanks everybody for joining us. This is another live at lunch. Like I said, we're gonna probably go maybe about 30 minutes here on these. When we do them here, I'll try to post up that we are actually going to do them and have a link earlier on in the day. Like I think I posted this one either last night or early this morning. So in case anybody wants to jump on these, we're gonna do some of these. Now we've got quite the topic today. This is gonna be a little bit of haha told you so stuff going on here. So we'll get into that here really soon. There's lots to talk about right now. For the off season and 3 weeks before everything starts, there is a lot that's happening here. This KTM situation is absolutely going nuts. And like I said, that's going to be a different topic for a different day here. Just so everybody knows, I'm currently uploading Deegan versus Tomac. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. Don't worry, that's coming up. But just so everybody knows, the 2025 Super 450 Supercross preview show is uploading right now. That will probably go up to the general public tomorrow. If you're not a member and you want to see it early, you can join any of the membership areas. It's open to all the members, and it's already up because we live recorded it to members, or live streamed it to members when we recorded it. So if you absolutely can't wait till tomorrow, you can check it out now. I was gonna wait until next week to actually release it, but people are starting to roll these out. I know the Racer X one's coming pretty soon too, because they're already out there saying they filmed it, which it usually doesn't take them too long. So yeah, so ours will be up, like I said, tomorrow on YouTube for sure. Hopefully Spotify too. It depends how long this upload takes. Like I said, we went almost 3.5 hours on this one. So this is a long show. It's a long show, but make sure to check it out. Make sure to check out our sponsors, and like I said, join the members area. There's links for everything in the description down below. Thanks everybody for joining us here. Another live at lunch. Like I said, I'm gonna do these. If there's something to talk about, we'll do it. I'm not just gonna do it just for shits and gigs. We'll definitely do probably one tomorrow. Also, again, same time, 1:30 Eastern in the afternoon here. Yeah, so make sure to tune into these, and we can jump into the topic here today. So. As you saw from the title, once again, we were right. So we did a 250 Supercross preview show. We were speculating. What was going on, who was going to do what coast, what we thought, and again, mostly speculation, just because nobody announces this stuff. But anyway, we had said on there, and we were pretty hard on it, that we thought Degan would go West Coast. We thought there was very, very little chance that Degan would not go West Coast. You know, and again, people came at us in the comments. People came at us in the comments, and people came at us in the comments. You're an idiot. He says he's going east, all this stuff. He wasn't going east from the get-go. He was doing that for clicks, which again, now he makes an announcement. He's getting more clicks, more views, more people. He's doing a last push here. They'll sell tickets for the racing organizations here too. Like, it all comes together. One thing you got to remember about the Deegans is it all comes together under the scrutiny of what's best for clicks. That's what they run off of. That's how they make their money. I mean, yes, he is a damn good racer, and he's going to get paid to be a damn good racer, but they make all their money off of social media and clicks. So the more that they can build this up, and oh, I don't know, and all of us, me included, the whole show included, do things like, well, we're pretty sure he's going to go west. Here's the reasons. And then you guys jump in the comments, say we're idiots, and then bingo, bango, here we are, we're right again. And we've been getting crucified about Degan. Degan is awesome, okay? And Degan is, I'll just give credit where credit's due. Degan coming into the pro ranks is a huge, has been a huge help to basically every podcast out there, and ours is no exception. I saw him at dinner a couple of years ago when he made his debut, and we were really getting going because we'd said some things of like, man, I don't know how he's gonna do. Again, just being real, and all the things that we've said have pretty much come out that they were saying the same thing in his camp. But we get crucified in the comments because that Degan Legion, whatever they're calling it there, those people are crazy fans, and it's awesome. We need that. That's totally fine. I got big shoulders. I can carry this, fight it off. It doesn't really bother me. This isn't like, I like doing this stuff, but this isn't how I make my living. Any of that. And in the 450 preview show in halftime, Cole asked about that, and I go over quite legitimately almost exact numbers for how I run this particular business, and what it costs to run it, and what we make on it, and everything like that. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check out the halftime show on the 450 race recap there. Now, Deegan going west, again, no surprise there. He's going to want to win that title. Might he go east next year? Maybe, but I have a hard time believing he'll go east next year if he wins the west title this year. Just because I think he'll win the west, and then next year he'll want to do select 450 east rounds, even if he is defending. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Maybe he wants to go the Jet Lawrence route, and kind of like prove that he's better than Jet. I don't know. We'll have to see there. So anyway, but yeah, so he made the announcement yesterday on Instagram there with a little video. Again, to most of us, no surprise. I'm interested though if any of you are out there who thought that Deegan was going to actually go east. Like, what are your thoughts now? How do you feel now? Because like you were wrong. And like, yeah, I get stuff wrong all the time. It happens. I don't care. My job on this show is to speculate and give my thoughts on things. That's what I'm here for. We're B-class bench racers. That's what we're here for. Yeah, it's, you know, we've done this long enough. We've studied this long enough. We can read the tea leaves, and I'll get to all these comments here in just a second. So yeah, so going west again, no surprise. I think Kitchen will go west with him there. I know RJ's trying to go west, but I just don't know with that wrist being all fucked up if he's going to be able to. So I think Marchbanks will be West Coast also. I assume with KTM it's going to be Juju who will go West Coast. Let's see here. Honda, I think it's going to be Shimoda, just because Hymas needs all the time he can get to rehab that knee. And I think those are going to be most of the big dogs. I think maybe they'll put Thrasher on that coast with him. I'm not sure. Not 100% on that. But comment what you think. So let's go through some of these comments here. Degan versus Tomac, we'll get to that. 250 preview show was awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who watches and checks that stuff out. 805 Vaughn, I knew he was going west. He went east last year, kind of obvious. Well, the east last year was because of that wrist injury. He would have been West Coast last year too, but when he had that wrist injury, he just wasn't ready. That was all that was down to. Brandon, only idiots thought he was going east. There's a lot of those out there, brother. Like, trust me, I see them all because they come to my video and watch, and then tell me how much of an idiot I am and I should quit doing this. But they still watch it all the time. So whatever. Ticket prices confirmed he was going west. That's a good one. I mean, you know, you okay. What do you think of his whoop speed technique based on the videos on social that have come out this offseason? That's kind of like off-season racing. I try not to read too much into it. Does he look okay? Yes. Do I think he's going to be better in the whoops? Yes. But I think that is not only another year under your belt. I think it also is has to do with him being coached by Christian this year, and Christian being under that star tent and being able to be there and help coach all those 250 guys. I think that's going to be a big contributor to his whoop speed. The off-season insta bangers, as we all call them, that's exactly what they are. It's like and especially with the Deegans and having, I think they have 3 film people, maybe 4 now at this point, not counting Brian and Hayden and Huxon and, you know, whatever. So when you have that many people, like, you can get shot after shot after shot after shot and go through all of them and go, okay, which one's the best? Which one looks the best? Because, again, it's a little WWE of, hey, look at how fast I hit this effing corner. Look at how fast I am through the whoops. And we'll get to a little bit more of that here when we talk about the Tomac thing. Lunchtime, baby. Yes, it is. I only have a few words. Christian is a massive help to him. Yep. So anyway, okay, so let's talk Degan and Tomac here. So video surfaces on Dirt Bike Lover there, and I think somebody told me it was in one of the Degan vlogs. I don't know. I have no idea where the video came from, but it basically was a video of, I guess, Hayden and Tomac riding. I know Tomac's in Florida until A1, so he's down there with the team, riding with the team or whatever. Obviously Hayden's down there, and supposedly the video was Hayden, you know, either staying right with Eli or leading him around. I'm not really sure. The video is a little grainy and far away, so I can't really tell that well, but apparently it was Degan just right with Tomac, battling with Tomac at the practice track. Now, number one, someone like Tomac is essentially just building base. He has the speed when he needs the speed. He wants to make sure he has the base down. He wants to make sure he's logging the laps he has to. He wants to make sure all of that stuff is dialed in. He has speed when he needs it. Probably the last week or two before A1, they will probably start working sprints and speed, right? But right now it's still a lot of longer motos, full motos, whatever. Now, where this gets interesting, and this is because Eli Tomac is just practically non-existent on social media until somebody pokes the bear, and then the bear comes out and just claws you to death, and then boom, goes back in the cage, right? So we saw this 2 years ago or 3 years ago now, maybe, with Osborne talking about something with Tomac on Twitter out of nowhere. And literally Tomac's talked about this in an interview I heard. He was in his tractor just scrolling Twitter, saw it, and was like, you know what, time to comment. And we all went, oh my god, that would happen to Zacho. Now you've got this Degan thing. So Degan comes out, this video pops up, and then Tomac comments on the video and says, man, they must not put Moto 2 or 3 in there, especially Moto 3 when he got like 4th or whatever in the Moto. Now again, this is a practice track. There are some people that are heroes there. There are some people that realize you don't get paid to ride there. Like Ken Roczen is not as fast at a practice track as he is on race day. Cooper Webb at the practice track is not good. You can see Cooper Webb how not good he is in qualifying. So these are not hard line, oh my god. Now the problem with it being is that it's Degan, and so all of these loony Degan people come out of the woodwork and are like, oh, he could so smoke him. He could so smoke him. Look, man, you put him on a 450 on an actual supercross race with the track deteriorated at the end of the moto. Is he going to be good? Yeah. Does he run with Tomac? I don't know. I don't honestly know. But it makes things interesting. And then, of course, Degan claps back again and is like, oh, sorry. Must have had the turbo on or something. First moto. I don't know. It was... Moto Memes put out a thing about it being manufactured beef. Is it really manufactured beef? I don't know. Hayden isn't afraid to poke the bear at any moment. So it may not be manufactured. It may be Tomac's like, yo, look, kid, fuck off. Now, I don't... They went to Tomac's and trained, okay? So obviously they have some sort of rapport with the Tomacs. Whether or not this is real or not, I don't know. It's interesting for all of us. It's fun for all of us to talk about. It's going to give us bench racing stuff. Can Hayden Degan beat Tomac? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, and I don't think we're going to get to see that because Tomac's probably retiring after this year. Unless Hayden goes and rides like World Supercross, which I could see Tomac doing for a couple more years. But outside of that, I just don't see them actually racing against each other here. It's just an unfortunate thing of timing. So, like I said, is it real? Is it not real? Who knows? But it's interesting for us to talk about. Gives us something to talk about, which is great because we don't have any races right now. Let's get back to the comments here. Want to see Degan in the Fox gear? That's coming 2026 for sure. In your opinion, what will be the separator between Degan and Kitchen, one way or the other? The separator in the Degan Kitchen situation there is that if they both get a 7th place start, Degan will go through the pack and get on the box, and Levi will not. Until he proves it otherwise. I've watched Levi do this too many times now. He can't come through the pack for some reason. He has a mental block that, like, when where he starts, he finishes. So if he starts in the top 5, he can be right in the top 5/win. If he starts outside of that, he ain't coming through. So that's going to be, I think, the biggest separator between those two. Does Levi have the speed, at least from what we've seen last year, to go with Deegan? Yeah, he does. He has the speed to go with him. I believe he has the speed to beat him. I mean, we saw it in outdoors. He beat Deegan straight up multiple times there in outdoors. But can he do it on a consistent basis? No, because he's gonna not get a start at one round. So they were doing practice motos with the whole group. Yep. I think they were just goofing around, more than likely, and more than likely this is manufactured. The interesting thing, though, is how they're getting Eli to manufacture this with them, because that's not like Eli's motto, right? Like, Eli doesn't care about social. He's got more money in the bank than he needs. I've literally talked to people who have been to his place. They're like, dude, you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. There is nothing. If you die, you're dead. That's it, plain and simple. Like, there's nothing around. So I don't know. It's interesting that they're going back and forth, though. Brian liked ET3's post today. Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me either. We have... Social media is such a weird thing. I mean, Ryan Villapoto liked a picture we put up the other day, which is crazy. He liked something else, too. I think we were talking... I don't remember if we were talking about him or somebody else, but he started following us a while ago, and then, yeah, liked our picture the other day, and it's like, man, that's crazy that you were actually, like, kind of... apparently know who we are a little bit. So volume seems low, hard to hear. Sorry, let me turn that up a little bit. My bad. Let's see if this makes any better. Sorry. So anyway, I forgot to turn that up. I was filming some other stuff and had this cord plugged in to something else. So it is dope that RV liked our post. Like, trust me, this podcast, as much as it may seem like that we are more inside than what a lot of people think, and we do have people we know now and people we can ask and friends of friends that we can get information from. We're still just fans that live in nowhere, Michigan, and are not really involved or associated with the industry much at all. So anytime, it's not lost on us, any of us who do the show regularly, especially like Cole, Justin, and myself, who basically, you know, have built this. It's not lost on any of us when we have big name people like that, like our stuff, comment on our stuff, whatever. I mean, when I was going back and forth with, was it Larry Ward or something, on some post I put up, when I was going back and forth with him, I don't know, one of the older guys like that, I can't remember who it was. But when I was going back and forth with him, like, it's not lost on me that it's crazy that I have enough reach to reach these people, and they will voice their opinion to me, and we will have a conversation back and forth. So, any big 250 news that you learned since the 250 preview show, rumors, injuries, etc.? Well, we learned RJ is hurt, which we didn't know during that, so that threw our whole thought process with RJ just completely out the window, because, again, he was supposed to defend his West Coast title and then ride East Coast and on select 450 rounds. Like, that was the plan, and he's going 450 outdoors. So outside of that, not a whole lot here. Forkner's doing his thing. He's okay, I guess. Obviously, one thing I didn't bring up, and I meant to bring this up, I don't even think we talked about this on the 450 recap the other day. The Jeremy Coker moving from Star over to Triumph here. So I was very puzzled by this move to start with. Let's just go with that. Then I heard an interview that he did with Steve. I listened to that one, and he kind of explained what his role would be at Triumph and how it's more of a stay-at-home role instead of a go to 31 races a year. And I went, oh, okay, this all makes sense now. Like, that's one thing that a lot of us fail to think about, right, is that all these people, and it's not just the riders, we're talking mechanics, we're talking the team managers, we're talking all these people, they're on the road 31 weeks a year. And, like, mechanics sometimes are on the road more than the riders because they are home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and they will fly out Thursday to get there to set up Friday or either late Thursday or Friday to then work Friday for press day and tech and all that stuff, to then work all day Saturday for however many hours it is, including after the race is over when we all leave the stadium. But I've been in those pits for plenty of time. They're there forever. A lot of times, like, it's 11 or 12 o'clock at least before the trucks are pulling out. And then they usually are somewhere in town on Sunday doing bike work, bike builds, maintenance, whatever it is. And then they'll either fly home late Sunday or Monday. So they're not home very much, you know. And the team manager, you know, they're the same way. Like, they're flying in Thursday. They're staying till they're flying back out Sunday. So they're only home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is normal work week. So they're not at home just hanging out. They are at the practice track, at the shop, whatever they're doing, right? So they are just as worked, if not more, than the riders. They just don't do the riding and the physical aspect like that. And you know, and these guys, and Coker explained this wonderfully, is like, when you have, like, he's got, I don't know, kids, 1, 2, I don't know, but there's children involved. He's married. He's at that point in his life where he's like, dude, I've been on the road for years, you know. Most of us think, like, man, it'd be great if I could go to all these. And trust me, if you haven't been or haven't gone, you don't do multiple races in a year or whatever, it's awesome going to races. It's absolutely awesome. But I will tell you that, having been a guy that's done, and again, it sounds like a lot to some people. It's going to sound like not as much to some people. I've done 3, 4 supercrosses in a year, 2, 3, 4 outdoor races, or 2 or 3 outdoor races. Like, when you do that, and you even having just that many weekends tied up, not counting, you know, doing the entire race season in the way that I do it, which is having to keep up on this, it is a lot. Like, especially now with the SMX and going 31 rounds, and we're going till like late December. By the time we get to that final round of SMX, I'm like, bro, I'm done. Like, I don't want to sit in front of a camera. And I mean, and this is from a guy, again, that right now, the last 2 years, I'm doing like 2 outdoors and 2 supercross. So like, and I'm just like, dude, I'm done. Like, I don't want to take up any more time on my weekends or anything. For a lot of people, a lot of you guys at home, you're like, man, I watch every weekend too. Okay, and you do. But when you have to actually be, call it, mentally involved, because there are different stages to this, and there are some times, and if you watch shows closely, you can tell that I'm not as prepared. That's because I didn't watch as close. I didn't take all the notes. I didn't see everything I needed to see. So when you're doing that, it's a different level. And when you have to make sure, okay, cool, practice comes on at this time on set, like, that's, I'll just get into this. And it's not really complaining. It is a little bit, but it's not really. It's just like, it's a drag, right? So I own a powder coating shop. That's my Monday through Friday gig, right? So I work, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday on that. And then after that, I have a kid, I have a chick, I have a house. Like, there's real life shit to do, okay? And that's normal. Then you get to Saturday or Friday. Friday's press. There's always press now. So, okay, so now I'm paying attention. Did somebody crash during press? Was there something wild that happened? Did somebody not show up? Is somebody hurt? If there is, now you got to either make a video, you got to make the notes, you got to watch, you got to keep track of all this stuff. Saturday, okay, cool. Saturday is the big day. You've got, we do the live stream for practice. We do the reaction video, or maybe a live stream this year. I don't know yet. We'll see. But anyway, so you do a video for second practice. You do a video after the race. And then Sunday is record day. So between whatever time the race ends Saturday and then Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern time there, I am trying to get all the interview videos and everything I possibly can get. I'm sending off text messages to anybody I know, getting any sort of information, because there's so much more that happens on a race weekend other than what you see on the broadcast, right? So I'm doing all of this, And again, this is the weekend when most people are spending time with their family. And a lot of you, yes, you do watch all the races, you'll watch qualifying or whatever. But if you're not right there when qualifying starts, it's not a big deal. You don't have to do a live show literally during the second qualifying session. So, okay, cool. Now I got to build out my weekend. What time does qualifying start? Qualifying starts at noon Eastern time. Okay, cool. So qualifying comes out at noon. Got to watch for a session. Let's see what happens. You got to be on the socials there, making sure anything happened in free practice. Did somebody crash? Is somebody hurt? You know, did whatever, right? Then boom, live stream. Okay, cool. So second practice starts at 3 o'clock. Okay, cool. So we got to be at 3 o'clock. We got to be in the studio with everything on and going, so we can get this live stream out. Cool. That's done. Awesome. Now we've got 2.5 hours until the night show starts. So now I got 2.5 hours to basically eat something, do any sort of the media that we need to do in between there, if there is any, and then as soon as the racing starts, boom, we got to be on that, because the only way that the reaction show does super duper well is if that reaction show comes out immediately after the race. So, and again, if we're doing it live stream this year, which we might be, I'm not sure. Okay, cool. So race day live, or second qualifying there, whatever, was over at 5. Sweet. I got 2.5 hours till the race comes on. Again, try to eat, try to spend some time with the family, and then boom, race comes on. Cool. Now we're focused on the race. Now we got to watch the race. If we have to do something, we got to pause it. We got to make sure we can catch up in commercials, so that as soon as that race is done, you can sit back down in front of the camera, record, boom, you're done with that. Make sure that gets uploaded and is up and going and pushed out to all the socials, so you can get all the views that you possibly can. Cool, awesome. Now we're done with that. It's midnight. No matter what, it's midnight. Sometimes later, if it's well, actually they changed the times, so it's much better now, because now it's midnight. Okay, even with the West Coast round, when it used to be 1 o'clock, and then you weren't going to bed till 2 or 3, it was rough. But anyway, okay, cool. So you do all that. Now you get up Sunday. Go to church on Sunday. Normal person thing to do with the family. Get done with church, 12:30. Now you got I got 5.5 hours to do whatever else, real world normal person shit, before I got to sit down and film a 3.5 hour podcast, or 3 hour podcast. Just film from 6 to 9. You get done at 9. Get home, start logging the footage into the computer, so that you can hopefully edit it first thing Monday morning, so that then you can hopefully get everything rendered and up by 6 o'clock Tuesday. That's the week. And then you do it all over again. And you do it 31 weeks. And you have a week off during Supercross, and you have a couple of weeks off between, and you have maybe a week and a half off after, what's it called? After Outdoors to SMX. And then this year, with Designation's going to be at Ironman, we'll obviously try to be there unless it's a monsoon. So okay, so now that extends it a couple of more weeks, because now we have whatever SMX ends. I think maybe there's a week off, and then we go to Ironman. Great. And then yeah, and then you go into off-season stuff, which is why you get a lot of videos like this. You get live videos, you get videos of me walking and talking. You get a couple of main shows, but it's kind of like during this off-season, it's like, oh, thank God. So, and again, that sounds like a lot of complaining. I love doing this. I love this. If I made enough money to do this alone, I would probably do this alone, but we don't make enough money yet, so whatever. So, and now we got members area too, so don't forget, Thirsty Thursday member only live streams where we can talk anything, not just moto stuff, are starting up here very, very soon. So if you haven't joined that members area, make sure to join the B-Class Bench Racers there, and you can B-Class Bench Race with me. Every Thursday night, have a couple of drinks. We're going to jump on for about an hour, and like I said, we'll talk anything. Conspiracies, politics, religion, doesn't matter. We'll talk it all. That's not going to be strictly a moto thing. So I just want to thank everybody who's tuned in here. We're getting close to that 30-minute mark here for our live at lunch here, where we're talking about Deegan. Let's run down some comments here, though. Rumor is KTM missed payroll. If the rumor is true, what impact does that have on riders and personnel moving in 2026 and beyond? We will talk about that on tomorrow's live stream. So again, tomorrow, Thursday the 19th, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to tune in. We're going to cover all sorts of KTM. If you want some thoughts that I've had about the KTM bankruptcy thing, since 6 months ago, because I literally have a video DM's financial issues 6 months ago, and what I think is going to happen with that that video is I put it in the Instagram stories. It's on here. Just scroll back. Like I said, it's about 5 months old now, which is super ironic. Super duper ironic. It's got a bunch of views as far as our videos go anyway too, which is super cool. But yeah, but again, all the people out there that say, oh, you guys are idiots, we started talking about issues with the KTM group or peer mobility group, whatever you want to call it, as soon as we found out that the Husky and gas situation was happening. And I started putting more and more and more together and went, ooh, this doesn't look good. And now, yeah, there's lots of stuff. Go look up the articles about the MotoGP stuff, because it's absolutely crazy what's happening. There's lots of theories. We talked about it. Actually, the reason I don't know if we're going to do it tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. It's in the 450 race recap too. We touch on this a lot before this article even came out about the salaries and things like that. We talked about it on the 450 race recap that we recorded last week, or I'm sorry, 450 Supercross preview show that we recorded last weekend. So there's thoughts in there on this too before this even became a thing, and there people were talking about it. So yeah, so like I said, make sure to go check that out. Let's see here. What impact does it have on riders' personal? Didn't they reevaluate their MotoGP contracts with their riders? There's a whole bunch. I'll do a little bit more digging. I'll find some more info, and like I said, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Announced the outdoor races. I announced the outdoor races. Worked at Supercross, Loretta's, Bercy, MX Oil, and schedule's grueling. It really is, man. It really is. Even if you're not a rider, the schedule's, it's a lot. Y'all nuts, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in, man. Or I guess maybe woman. I don't know. Y'all nuts is a very gender neutral thing there. Whatever. What's up? Y'all nuts. Travis, you guys were right. Good job. Dude, David Sparty, hey, for the subscription is only $4.99. There should be a 99-cent option on there also, which will get you live stream, like the show actually live streamed. So if you don't want to pay the $4.99, but you want to see the show actually recorded live, you can pay, like I said, I think it's 99 cents a month I have it on there for, which will allow you basically early access to the show. You won't get to do the Thirsty Thursdays with me. That is going to be reserved for B-class bench racers and up. But you can at least, like I said, you'll get some perks with it. So I've got a couple other ideas. I think I'm going to record some shows. I'm going to put a playlist together of old races, because watching old races is kind of cool. Racer X been coming out with a whole bunch of them. And I'll do some commentary on those. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Pretty much gonna sign up for the $4.99 one here after the live. Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate you signing up there for the for the B-class bench racers. Really do appreciate that. Degan going west. Yeah, we covered that. You're late to the party there, bud. You're late to the party. We covered that. We covered the Degan Tomac beef. Anything else anybody wants to chat about here? Go ahead and put it in the live chat here, but I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get back to doing some work here. So if there's anything else, or going once, going twice, I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, we're going to continue to do these as long as there's stuff to talk about. So I will try to come up with as many topics as I can, because heck, I could do these every day. You know, I could do a half an hour live segment here every day and touch on some different stuff. I just need stuff to be able to touch on. So we got hopefully a lot more content coming down the road here. I'm trying to figure out a schedule. If I'm trying to figure out a schedule here going into the season, where, because that's my busy season with the powder coating shop too, starting literally like when Supercross starts, my busy season starts here. So I'm going to try to figure that out where I can do this here going forward, and do, get, like I said, provide you guys some more content, because I know everybody just wants more. Everybody's got tons of time, and yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I know I said tomorrow, but we're probably gonna do a Friday one. We're probably gonna do we'll be back tomorrow. I'll come up with something. But we're not going to talk KTM till Friday, because I want the thoughts that we have in the 450 preview show to be put out there, and then we can talk after that, because again, something we talked about that miraculously all of a sudden is a big deal and coming out in lots of other places, much like we said Deegan was going to ride west. You guys go ice fishing up there in Michigan? Absolutely not. I'm trying to be, honestly, if I can make enough money at this, I would be in Florida right now and just stay in. I've been trying to get my buddy and my chick and my kid to go to Florida here. Just screw it. Slide on the credit card. I don't really have money for it, but we'll just go until April. I hate the winter. I don't snowmobile because there's not enough snow for that here. I don't do any snowboarding. I don't do any skiing. If I do, it's like once a year. Ice skating's okay. The kid's kind of into that. I used to play hockey. However, you can ice skate anywhere. So yeah, no, I don't do any ice fishing, any of that. I don't fish regularly either. I don't have patience for it. I don't have patience for golf. I don't have patience for fishing. I don't have patience for any of that. It's not my cup of tea. So yeah, so sorry, we don't do that. You're flying back to Minnesota and that's what you're excited for. Hey man, if you got, everybody's got their thing. I don't knock anybody for fishing, man. That's, if you like to fish or ice fish or whatever, that's your thing. I'm out on that though. I'm just, live in Ohio. We don't have shit here. Yeah, Ohio. That's the other thing, is like Ohio and all them basically down to like, we'll call it Tennessee range. Like you guys are in the same boat we've been in here kind of last year especially. Like it just gets down into like the 40s. Like last winter, it snowed once here and that was it. Outside of that, it was like 40 and it was just cold, gray, and dreary. So I do feel bad for all you states that are kind of south of us here. Like we're kind of like the bottom end of the snow thing here, and I know you guys get snow, but just not enough to really do anything. And it's just outside of that, it's just cold and miserable. Which again is why I want to go to Florida and just hang out. I love theme parks. Obviously, I have a 10-year-old daughter, so that makes it easy too because she really likes it. Yeah, I would love to just go to Florida, but I don't make enough money on the internet at this point. So we'll see if we can get there. One day we'll get there. I'm doing my best at this. Again, appreciate, really thankful that all of you have tuned in. Yeah, the Claremont area. Yeah, trust me. Yep. I'll be in Orlando, but close. And I know some people, I might be able to get to some of those places in Claremont there if I really wanted to. But anyway, all right. That's it. I'm going to wrap up this live show. Thank you, everyone. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Again, 1:30 p.m. Eastern there. I will put it up here as soon as I know what the topic's going to be. I will get it up so y'all know what time and y'all can plan for that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who was in the chat there. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. And don't forget, 450 Supercross preview tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, coming out. Check it.